Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel for CruiseCasinoMafia.com. And if you're watching this, this is probably towards the end of the week, and I'm getting ready to go on my Vegas excursion. I leave Sunday, and I come back later on in the week. So this is a quick video. Someone sent this one in. They saw it on another channel, and I thought it was interesting because this is a unique setup. So we're using corners, but we're also using the second row here of corners that overlap. We don't see that too often. Usually when you have corner bets, they're the same, but yet in this one we're having overlapping corners for jackpots. So I thought it was unique enough that we'd go ahead and give it a shot and see how this thing plays out. Haven't seen one where there's overlapping and the non-overlapping. And of course that doesn't work because now we just hit a 0. So overlapping or not, it's a loser. All right, so what happens with a total loss is you're going to double the bet. That's not what you're going to do on a partial loss. On a partial loss, you're only going to go up 1. Wow. That's 2 in a row. 2 full losses. So we have to double again. So this thing is getting tested right from the start. Holy cow. What I saw when I did a quick demo just to make sure I understood it. There you go. All right, that's a jackpot. That helps. You're still down to 974, so you're not back. So here's what I'm going to do. Because we had multiple full losses in a row, I'm going to do one more. And then I think whatever happens here, as long as it's not a full loss, we're going to go back. There you go. All right, so that's a partial loss. Okay, not a full win, I'm pretty sure. So we're back to 954 here. What we'll do is we'll do one more at this higher level. And you've got to use your own common sense here. You know me, I want to go back to the base level as fast as possible. Okay, all right. So there's another one that's a partial loss. So we're just going down the tubes here pretty quick. So I don't know. That didn't happen for the quick demo that I did, but man, right now this thing is not looking good. Let's see if it turns it around. We may have had just a bad start. And once again, it's a partial loss. So this is really brutal. Not working out as well as I thought it would. For the few minutes I tested it before coming on, it was much better. Ah, there you go. Okay, so that one ended up hitting here, so you got multiple payoffs. So that did bring us back considerably. Let's see if we stay at this higher level one more shot. I'm not a fan of staying on this higher bet for this long, so it's not something I would usually do. All right, we're almost back to break even. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and we'll start back over again. So this is where you're putting, that's not what you're doing. You're putting the non-connecting here, right? And then you're going to do this. So now you're doing all the corners, but they're touching each other. They're still corner bets, but they're overlapping corner bets. All right, so let's see what happens now. We're not at break even, so let's keep playing and see. It's an interesting setup, but so far in this demo, I haven't really been impressed. Okay, that's a good one. All right. So let's see if we can get in a profit here. Definitely a unique setup. Okay, there's a very good one because you're getting hit on all three. So that was an 8. So you see how you're actually making money from 3 corner bets. All right, that was pretty good. And that's the same thing again. So maybe we're turning it around. We're now up $12. So let's see if we can get on a winning streak. Obviously, your jackpots are hitting any of these. All right. That's going to be another one of those partial losses, right? Partial loss. So on a partial loss, what you're supposed to do, and now I realize what I was doing wrong, on the partial losses, we're supposed to go up 1 unit. So I think I made a mistake, but we're correcting it now. You're only supposed to double on a full loss, okay? On a partial loss, you're supposed to go up 1 unit. So I may have screwed up the beginning of this demo. So let me say it again. A partial loss, we go up 1 unit. On a full loss, we double. And that's probably why the math was wonky there. I realized what I was doing wrong there. No big deal. We keep rolling. And we lose everything. So that's a full loss. So we've got to double. So at the beginning of the video, those first, whatever that was, 7, 8 spins, some of those partial losses, I really was only supposed to go up $1. Okay, that's a good one. All right, we're back to $9.95. So we're almost at break even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay at this level for 1 more shot. And then we'll go back down. Yep. That's a solid one. All right. All right, we're back to $11. So let's restart once again. You see how these are not overlapping at the top, right? They're not overlapping. But the ones here, the corner bets here, are going to overlap. And that's the reason why we're basically getting, that's where we're really making our money on this. So, I don't know, the jury is out on this thing, but I guess you got to play it correctly to be able to give this thing a real chance. So let's see what happens now. So again, partial loss, we're going up a unit. Full loss, we're going to double the bet. Okay, that's a good one. And we're up $15 right now. So let's just go back out. And let's see if we can give this thing a real chance to see if it's anything decent. The person that sent this in to me, that's a full loss. So we have to go up, we have to double. The person that sent this in to me actually has played it live with good results. So, obviously, there's a little history here. There you go. All right, where are we at? We're up $9. So we're going to go back. We're going to go back to the starting point because we always want to go back as fast as we can, right? Oh, come on. All right, so there's your single corners if you want to, or non-overlapping. And here's your overlapping corners. It's a pretty easy, there's nothing too much to think about here. This is probably one of those that's best played on the physical wheel, but the electronic table. All right? So let's see if this thing, let's give it a good, we're only 9 minutes into the video. Let's give it a good shot. All right, that's a good one. All right, made money on that. We're up $22. Let's keep rolling. There's another really good one. Right? Made money on that. So we're not going to go up. This is a $14 bet on the base level. When you're playing with dollar chips, but you can play this with 25-cent chips, 50-cent chips, whatever. Okay, that's a partial loss. So when we hit one of these, and it's not connected to anything else, we have to go up a unit, right? A unit. I could have hit the double button, but talking and doing this at the same time is always a chore, right? All right. So now that we're actually doing this the correct way, let's see what happens. So far, we've gone back and forth. We've only been up maybe $15 the most. Okay, that's a rock solid one. Okay, look what happens when you hit on those higher levels when you're hitting 3 corner bets. You're up to $47 now. Not bad. So we're going to return to base bets, right? Let's put these base bets out. And let's put the closer ones in. I think we're getting a much better perspective on this setup now that we're doing it the right way. And I think it's working much better. So let's just keep rolling here. So we're back to our base $14 bet. Again, you can play this with 10-cent chips, quarter chips, whatever. Okay, another winner. That's on the level that pays more. It's $18 on that one, right? And so we made $4. Now, when you get the one where you're hitting 3 of them, that's when you're really hitting a jackpot, right? When you hit these by themselves, you're making like $4 or 4 units. When you hit these, you're making. Okay, that's one of those. What do you call it? Partial loss. So we have to go up by a unit. Let's just keep playing here. I think this may be a fairly viable. That's another partial. So that's a situation where we have to go up again. Another unit. We're not doubling on a partial loss. We're going up a unit. So let's give this thing enough time to really see where we're at. Okay, so now we're at a $42 bet. We're on level 3 because we had 2 partial losses. Uh-oh, guess what that does? That's a full loss. So that requires us to do a double. Not an extra unit, but an actual double. This is a big bet. This is an $84 bet. So now we're getting tested. Let's see what happens. Oh, Jackpot City. Okay, the $84 bet ended up paying out $162. And look how that works out. Now we're up $72. So we're going to obviously return to our original base bets as fast as humanly possible here. I don't know, guys. This may be, this one may be, a decent bet selection. You got to be prepared to make those bigger bets, like we just did. But look at the payoff on that bigger bet. All right, we're back to the $14 base bet. Okay, that's a winner. That's like a $4 winner. So can we get up to $100 in profit or 100 units? Let's see. Oh, another jackpot. See how it hit all 3 corners there. We're at $89 now. This one may not be bad. I gotta thank Steve for sending this one in. Okay, partial loss. So we're going to go up a unit. So the beginning of the video, I was doubling up on everything, and that definitely was not the way to play it. But when we started playing it correctly, you kind of got a feeling for the vibe of this one. It's not bad. We got in trouble once, right, where we had to go all the way up. There's another big winner. And obviously, there it is, $110, 110 units. I obviously would be done. But we'll keep playing just a little bit longer. This has been, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. I think you've got to have the right, bankroll for this. You can't cheat this bankroll. We're playing with dollar chips, but you can do this with quarter chips. Probably need to be on the safe side. I don't know. You're gonna have to test this one. I'd say I probably wouldn't play with less than 1,500 if you're gonna play with dollar units, but you can play with a lot less. But you may need a little more, you may need a little less. You're gonna have to test this one out. So let's keep going and see where we get to. We're at our session high is 110. Okay, that's a partial loss. So we're going to have to go back out again. Oh, I forgot. I could have hit the double button since it's the first one. I always forget that. All right, here we go. So our high was 110. 110 units profit. Okay, there's another win. We're back to 113, so we're going to go back out. We're going to go back down to our base bet, right? Sorry I'm going so slow, guys, but if I screw up, it just takes longer. All of these simulators have their little wonky, whatever feeling to them. So this one's different than the one I used to use. Okay, that's another $4 winner. We'll take it. We're at our session high, 117. We just rebet and spin. May have an interesting one here, I have to tell you. This is not bad. Okay, it's another $4 winner, 4 units. Just go back out and spin. The key to these type of systems, though, is to make a reasonable profit and stop the session. There you go, that's a jackpot. We're now up 134 units. I know that if I was sitting at the MGM or sitting somewhere playing this or Venetian, there's no way in hell I would keep playing at this point. Ah, see why? That's a full loss. So we're going to double. Full losses, you double. Partial losses, you go up by a unit. Oh, see how they pull it back? That's back-to-back full losses, so we've got to double again. So let's see how it pulls itself out of this or doesn't. And then I think we've seen everything. Okay, there's a partial loss. So on a partial loss, we have to go up a unit. So this may be, well, no, I think we went up to $6 once. So this is not the highest we've had to bet. But it's definitely pushing it. Oops. All right, now you're pushing the envelope a little bit. Let's see how this thing plays. There you go. That's a win. All right, it brought us back to just below, well, not just below 100, but our session high was 100 and, oh my God, now I can't remember what I said. Was it 130 something? Whatever it is, we're not at our session high, right? So you've got options here, right? You've got options. You can do another spin at the nosebleed that we're at now. But that's probably not advisable. So what you can do is you can drop down not to the base level, right? You can drop down to a lower level and play it like a ladder. So let's give that a shot. We're going to go to $2. We're not going to go to the base level, but we're not going to play at the nosebleeds because that's how you get in trouble. And people are stupid where they do that when there's no reason to stay up at that level. So what I'm showing you is you can either go back to the base and rebuild it back if you want. But this time what we're going to do is just show you the little wrinkle of the way I would play it, which is just go to level 2. And you're still taking more risk, obviously, than level 1. But you can play it like a ladder if you want. I'm just doing it to show you guys the what you can do instead of staying at that higher level, which is definitely never recommended for a system like this as far as I'm concerned. I don't care that I was at 130 or whatever and now I'm at 100. I'll build it back up. So what I'm showing you now is the in-between step. If you don't want to go all the way back to the base, well then find somewhere you're comfortable with in between your current bet and the bottom. And I went back to the level 2 bet. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get back to that 100. Now, obviously, I would have quit at the 100. Okay, see, that's a partial loss. So instead of having to go up to $6 if we would have stayed, we're just going up 1 unit to 3. So you can play, and a lot of people don't realize this with, they understand if you're Baccarat players, how I use the ladder and how I move up and down, and I'm flexible with variations of ladders. But they don't think of roulette in the same way. It's very rigid. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go up, you go up. No one tells you that you have to do that. So I'm showing you that you can use a ladder scenario here and not get in as much trouble. So now we're at level 3. We're at $3 or 3 units in each way. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's a good one. All right, so where are we at? So we're still not back to the 100, right? We're still not back to the 100. So you know what? Again, you make the decision. If that's close enough, you can go back to the base bet. We'll just stay at the second level bet. Oh, actually, we're not on the second. We're at the $3 bet. All right, we'll do it anyway. We'll play it a little bit more aggressive than I would usually recommend. I would have gone back to the base bet there. Okay, but we went. So now we're up 106. If you still wanted to play, I would definitely go back to the base. So we'll just finish up here. We'll do 1 or 2 more spins, and we'll call it a day. I think that this is a system that definitely requires a little bit more attention. I think our member that sent this one in, that he saw this on another channel, I think this is one of those that's not so bad. Yeah, you're going to hit the bumps in the road, where you may get a couple of full losses in a row, but we didn't have that happen too often. Okay, that's a partial. So again, we just go up 1 unit. But I think that the key here is being reasonable. Another partial loss. Okay. The key to these is really treating this like a hit and run ATM machine and not sitting there for 3 hours playing. That's just my opinion. I mean, can you sit there and play this for longer? Yeah, I think you're going to go up and down. This is one of those cyclers. I think, we were able to get up 100 and change. I think that's the key. If you're, 100 units is what I should say. Forget about the $100 because we're playing with dollar units. But 70 to 100 units like that, I think is more than enough. All right, jackpot. So we're back up again, close to whatever our session high was at 130. So I'll leave it there. And again, these are not touching, right? These are not touching each other. These are corners. And then you directly go below there and you're going to do corners, but they are touching. And these are, when you hit inside of here, these are your jackpot numbers, right? Because you're hitting on 3 of them, 3 corners. I like the setup. I think it's very, very worthwhile to test this one out. treat it like a cycler, and I think this may be a fairly decent little strategy. Kind of like it, but don't go in without the right bankroll. If you're going to play this for $500-600 bankroll, you better be playing this at less than the dollar starting units. That's all I have to say. Test it out, use your simulators, and maybe when I'm in Vegas, maybe I'll test this one out, guys, and give you kind of a little idea as to how this thing played out live. We'll speak to you on the next video, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want over 400 professional systems that we don't show on this channel for roulette, baccarat, and craps, go ahead and join cruisecasinomafia.com. Use the coupon code MAFIA and the number 50, and right now, the only way to get Baccarat Cypher and soon to be released, the roulette version, the Roulette Cypher, which is something that no one has ever done before. We have created almost like a game component that's on a piece of paper. You can just photocopy them. Maybe eventually it'll be an app, maybe. And you can use that cipher, that we call it, and then when we're releasing multiple strategies that use the same cipher. So you just pick the strategy that you want to play, follow the rules, and use the same cipher. It's never been done before. We are basically the first guys to create anything like this. The only way to get Baccarat Cypher or Roulette Cypher right now is to become a full member of cruisecasinomafia.com. We'll see you on the inside. We'll see you on the next video. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.